Hello Scorpio and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. So let's see what's coming in for you. Big week, lots of big movers happening. Mars is moving into Gemini. So your planetary ruler Mars is moving into Gemini where it's going to have an 8-month stint there. Quite a long period of time it's going to spend there because it's going through a whole retrograde cycle. So I think busy mind, busy ideas, lots of things you're working and planning on. We've got, speaking of which, yoga. Speaking of the opposite, perhaps this is something that could come through that could help you with this energy that is helping energy flow through you at this moment in time with yoga. It's very much a mind, body, spirit energy. I know not all of you do yoga, so it doesn't mean you have to do yoga. But it's basically connecting into your body, grounding down, finding a way to flow, get your body moving and flow through some energies through your body. So however you can do that, however that presents, sometimes just walking, even just being present with your body, having a bath. It doesn't have to necessarily be the yoga energy. But there's some really lovely energies coming through this week with Venus as well. Venus is trining Chiron in Aries and Jupiter in Aries. And this is where, she's going, sending you lots of love, wanting you to love yourself a little bit more, a lot of self-love, self-respect. And she's kind of going, let's look at some of those wounds. Hey, let's throw some love at that and then maybe see if we can expand something in your world where that wound has previously held you back. Let's just kind of put that in love and compassion and see if something else opens up for you. So it's a beautiful energy to come through. Okay, as the theme or a situation, you have the King of Feathers, logic and justice. This is the equivalent of the King of Swords. So this is very much the King of Air. So this is where I was kind of getting that Gemini energy, Mars going into Gemini. It's an air sign. It's busy, likes to talk, chat, communicate, organize, socialize. This energy is like boom. And so this King of Feathers is very much kind of detaching from something. It's an energy of being a little bit standing back and just having a look at what's going on around you because there could be a lot. I kind of get the words flurry. There's a flurry of activity, a flurry of things happening here. And so it's kind of like, I'm not going to get caught up with what everybody else is thinking or saying or doing. I'm not going to get caught up into this energy. I'm going to stand back and then work out what's actually happening from this different perspective, then make some decisions from there or work out a plan from there. So I think it's actually a pretty good strategy here, Scorpio, of what's coming in with this King of Feathers, logic and justice. So applying your logic to a situation where other people could quite easily be losing their heads. So interesting. Let's see what's shifting for you this week, Scorpio. What energy is shifting for Scorpio this week? We've got two that have come out for you. Let's see. We've got Pentacle 4, Mercury, Capricorn. Interesting. So this may be where you're kind of working out what's worth holding on to and what's not. And just, again, I get this fairly detached, stepping back and going, right, okay. And some of you might be making plans in terms of some foundational stuff in your life, foundational things to do with money, career, home. That could be something you're stepping back and going, right, where is this at? Is this at a solid place? Is this a solid foundation I'm building here? And so I feel like that's a very positive shift in terms of the way you're perceiving these kind of things. And yeah, a lot of information coming through about what it is that you're building in your life and where you're kind of starting and where you want to end up. So interesting. I feel like it's quite a good place to be, I would say, Scorpio. And, the Pentacle 4 can be money, like saving money. So perhaps you're looking at savings, going, what can I do with that? Or perhaps you're thinking, I want to save money, like bring savings in somehow or put money in somewhere where it's just going to build and grow. So the other thing that's shifting and changing is Pentacle 7, Saturn, Taurus. Okay, so yeah, I do feel like there's a sense of restricting growth in that, not in a bad way, but in a way of saying, right, maybe I need to cut back spending in something and so I can put it there. I feel like you're kind of thinking of the future and you're kind of squirreling away energies about how the best way to bring this growth in. And sometimes that way is to cut back in other areas. So that's kind of what I'm getting with this, that Saturn is coming in. Saturn wants to kind of put some really strong structures in. Saturn rules Capricorn, which has already come through for you. So I do feel like it's about you having this very there's an evaluation of the structures in your life and the foundations in your life. And this can be to do with like where you are at in your career. It can be to do with where you're at in your home and your living situation. Quite literally, it could be the structures and foundations. Maybe thinking about renovations. It could be to do with, where your money's at. What's happening with that? What sort of foundation have you set for that? And how can this? So it's a very practical and pragmatic way of making what you've got already work for you and grow. So it's really great. So what do you need? The King of Wands. You need the King of Wands. Interesting. So the King of Wands is very much a sense of somebody around you, and this might just be you, that is very creative, somebody who's a leader, somebody who has the courage of their convictions, somebody who goes, right, this is, I just get this sense of following their passions and knowing what it is that they want. It's like, I know what I want and I know how to get it. So this is either you connecting into that energy yourself, stepping into a leadership role, or you're connecting with somebody else that has those qualities. It's very charismatic, the King of Wands. So I kind of think it's interesting because, it's about, I feel like you're just sitting back pondering about how you're going to take some action this week. So let's see. What is coming towards you that you may or may not know? The Eight of Cups. Okay, interesting. And again, this is an energy of detachment, but this time it's not your mind detaching, it's your heart detaching from something. So it's kind of interesting. It's like what's coming towards you, but this figure's actually walking away from something and going, doesn't feel right anymore. So I feel like something is shifting and changing this week where you're like, no, it's not feeling so good. So what am I going to do about this? The consequences of that, the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. The consequences are that you're heading towards something bigger and better, something in terms of this is really solid, the Ten of Pentacles. This is like, we're looking at the Four of Pentacles, what it is that you've got as a foundation where you want to build it. This is where it wants to go. So again, it's kind of like this sense of a big, massive evaluation about where something's at, what you need to walk away from, detach from what doesn't feel good anymore. And then that creates space for something bigger, for something to grow into what it needs to be. So the Ten of Pentacles can be a legacy of sorts. Sometimes this can represent family or something fairly established in your life, something that's been quite an established security as well. So it could be that this could be a bigger life. I kind of get a bigger life path evaluation of like the external world and what's going on for you and where you want to be. So that's sort of the energy I'm getting for you. But I feel like what you're walking towards is this Ten of Pentacles. The consequences is something really solid. Like it can be a legacy of sorts. So this is something big you're walking towards here, which is fantastic, but it's about making space for that. Okay, so let's look at some of the major external factors that are coming in around this. Oh, the Knight of Wands. Okay, this King of Wands has sent his knight off to take action. So this is perhaps somebody's minion, somebody doing somebody else's bidding, somebody kind of just saying, right, the King of Wands has said to the Knight of Wands, put something into action. So whoever this person is, this King of Wands in your life, and it doesn't have to be gender specific, but it's kind of like this person has worked out what they want and how to get it. And it's almost like a catalyst because you're kind of potentially seeing them and going, right, well, I don't see why I can't do that too. Or this might just be you connecting into your own internal energy. But the Knight of Wands is where you're seeing how they've gone about and done it. So how they've put things into action. So this is like the boss, these are the employees. And so it's like the boss has given the employees a message, right, this is how we're doing it. And you're like, okay, that person's been very successful. It doesn't have to be boss-employee dynamic, but this could be internal energy of, know what I want, and this is the action I've taken to bring in this positive shift and change that comes through. So interesting. I just feel like there's people around you at this moment that are catalysts and just especially with the way that they're doing it, they might be doing things with flair as well. It might be a sense of they're just making things look easy. they're kind of showing me like a circus act where they kind of make it look like they're doing these amazing things and it's like ta-da, but it really takes a lot of practice. There's a lot of hard work. It's like now they're showing the ducks along the water, how it looks like they're effortlessly gliding, but they're really underneath the water, they're paddling. So someone around you is making something look effortless, and this is where you kind of, like I said, stepping back and going, look, it makes it look like it's easy that they got to where they got to, or that they are, or how they are. But I know if you step back and observe it, they've put in a lot of hard work, and there's a message in that for you, Scorpio. So blessings of the week, the Ace of Wands. I love it. Okay. Because this King of Wands is holding the Ace of Wands. He passes it to the Knight of Wands. It's this thing that's being passed around, this energy of success. And you're like, I'm going to claim that too. I want what they've got, a little bit of what this energy has got. So this could be, like I said, just you going, I know what I want now. I've got a very, very clear goal, and I've got this sense of, passion ignited with the Ace of Wands. Or it could just be that you see that somebody else has got something and it's infectious, an infectious energy of, like, in a good way. Not infectious as in like you've got something bad from them, but infectious as in like, I see their success and I think I can do that too. So the Ace of Wands, this is really exciting. It's like, yes, I've got what I need. I feel like, I feel really motivated and excited and enthusiastic about something with this Ace of Wands. So, but I feel like you're kind of claiming something as well, like that is mine. So, interesting. There's enough to go around for everybody. That's the thing I think that this is. It's kind of like stepping back and observing and going, there's enough of everything. So I'm going to claim what's mine. So fantastic. Let's look at where to next. Ooh, we love it. The Sun. Okay. Happiness, clarity, breakthroughs. The Sun card has it all. It's beautiful. This little child has broken through this seemingly impossible wall, which felt like there was some kind of huge block in front of you, perhaps, unscathed, and now there's opportunity shining down upon it. So it's creating opportunity where there once didn't feel like there was opportunity, and perhaps getting really inspired. So with this energy of the Ace of Wands and the Capricorn energy, this is a great week for goal setting. I want to be here, and then I want to go there. So set some really solid goals for you, which is going to be really fantastic. It's wanting you to work at this. So let's pull an animal energy about the best way to manage or make the most of this energy that's coming through for you, Scorpio, because this is kind of like the recipe for success, but you've caught the recipe. You've somehow downloaded it and you're like, oh, okay. So it does feel like a kind of a breakthrough that you're walking past. I just need to turn old Vulture over. He's flipped over the wrong way. By walking away with this Eight of Cups energy, and this can be walking away or just detaching emotionally. I'm checking out for the moment. This is a really, really positive step. So interesting. We have the Lamb. Okay, I love this. So the Lamb is the inner child energy as well. We see here the Sun energy. This is the inner child. There's breakthroughs around the inner child energy, connecting into the creativity and the naivety and the innocence of the inner child. It's like getting excited about something again like a child does, and just going, you know what, I don't need to know all the answers as long as it's fun, play, as long as this is where I feel like I'm being guided. This is feeling really right. So I think allow yourself to be, to play and be innocent and see where that kind of, it's interesting because now they're saying yes, but there's this wily other side of the King of Feathers who's sitting and observing and watching this very clever part of yourself that's going, I can see all that, but I also know that I can make some really strong decisions and strategies and plans around what it is that I'm observing and seeing. So you got both sides, which is kind of like the King of Feathers is like your adult side and the Lamb is like your inner child side, and they're working really well together this week, which is really great. So let's pull an affirmation for you, Scorpio, and see what is coming in. So hard work does produce results. Observation does produce results, and a certain culling and cutting back does produce some really positive results this week. It says, I can release the past and forgive everyone. I free myself and everyone in my life from old past hurts. They are free and I am free to move into new glorious experiences. And that's pretty much what this is, the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands, moving into a new glorious experience with the Sun card. A new glorious experience, which is really great. So releasing the past, this is this Eight of Cups energy of like just going, you know what, I don't need to be carrying that around, those emotions around anymore. And it's like what you're stepping into is quite a lot of fire, to be honest, but it's in a positive way. The fact it's got the Ten of Pentacles there as well and all the earth. So it's kind of not just like, and with the King of Feathers, it's a nice blend of making something really happen here and to be able to feel quite grounded and have quite a good, clear perspective. So if you're not feeling that way, then that's where the yoga energy comes in, which is it's a lot to do with being quite grounded and connecting into your mind and body and integrating a lot of information and processing a lot this week in order to gain the clarity and the perspective and just allowing energy to move through from that perspective and letting things go. So that's where any kind of like the body work is actually something that comes through. So that's it, Scorpio. I'd love to hear how this is resonating and what's going on for you guys. So please leave a comment and yeah, please also like, subscribe, share, and look forward to seeing you next time.